Hello, my name is Kieran. Today I'm taking a look at the difference between VRoid Studio Beta and the new stable release. The old beta version is up on the screen right now, and you can see it comes with sample models at the top. A, B, and C have usage restrictions. D, E, F, and G are CC 0, which is Creative Commons 0. Essentially, they gave up the copyright and you can do anything you want with these models. So here's the new stable 1.01 release. There are no sample models included. Maybe they'll debut new ones for the next co-branding event. This year it was Uniqlo, last year it was Levi's, before that Cloma, and so on. Anyway, here they are side by side. Let's create a female character. The beta starts her in a school uniform. The stable version leans more unisex with shorts and a t-shirt. The first beta version was released in August of 2018. It was meant to be used with a mouse. The stable release is optimized for touch, pen, and mouse. Here's a shot of VRoid Mobile, and you can see the UI is very similar. So if you look at the stable version, there's a hamburger menu on the top left and a kebab menu on the top right. Let's open the kebab and talk about dark mode. Currently, it only affects the background. Pixiv promised a full user interface dark mode, but who knows when we'll actually get it. Okay, so let's improve anti-aliasing. In the beta, you go to the Camera Exporter tab. In the stable release, that tab is turned into a camera icon. Let's get rid of the outline. In the beta, you go to the General Editor tab. In this stable release, it's now called the Look tab. Heads up, I'm going to make some of you cringe with this adjustment. Notice how different the models look from each other. That's because the beta uses gamma color space. The stable version is a linear color space to align with the MToon shader update. Bottom line, going forward, your VRoid models will be more cartoonish looking. There is a new shade softness slider for the face. It adjusts the wrap of the shadow, which affects how we perceive depth. Another way to think of it is that it makes it more 3D. A major change is the addition of presets. It takes up valuable real estate and you can't get rid of it. Frankly, it's pissing me off. The stable version offers more sculpting options for the face. The beta had different options for male and female. It could get frustrating if you made a lot of different models. Now the controls are the same and so much easier to use. There are plans for more customization in the future too. In the beta, the Expressions tab is located at the top left. You can define the character's blend shapes here. You know, how they get angry, smile, laugh, etc. This is located all the way on the bottom of the left menu in the stable version. Let's look at the eyes parameter. In the beta, you can see there's a slider for downward and upward. It's not intuitive. The stable version renames it to the y-axis. It starts in the middle and slides along the axis each way. This is how it should be, and it's a lot easier to understand. Oh, the eye shape in the beta is now merged into the eyes parameter on the stable release. It doesn't have its own section anymore. Let's look at the irises tab on the stable release. Notice the color section on the right side. This is the new color calibration system. Basically, if you have a grayscale texture, you can apply a color map to it. You can apply color to each eye independently to give the character heterochromia. In the beta version, you had to change the color by drawing directly on the texture. An interesting side note for those sticking with the beta version. You could make grayscale textures and invert them. Then adjust the base and shade colors to get the same effect. Okay, I massacred her eyes. Let's undo this. So let's go back to the stable version. Do you see this apply color when editing checkbox? If we leave the box unchecked, it'll apply the color we chose to the texture during editing. And you see that the default brown is applied directly to the texture material. The color calibration section is the same from earlier, except they added the word calibration. The Use Color Calibration checkbox is Apply Color when editing, just renamed. Because why make things easier for us to understand? Interestingly, we are now given base and shade color on the iris. The iris didn't have it in the beta, although other face parts did. Alright, let's zoom and look at the face. On the left, in the beta, the nose options are limited to width and up and down. Now let's look at the stable release on the right. There are a lot more options to make your character look unique. Same with the mouth. The stable release has an option for hiding teeth, adding vampire, shark, and fangs. Let's see what this is all about. Okay, I could do this all day, but you get the idea. Let's reset this. On the stable release, There's a lipstick section here, but you have to choose one of the preset glosses before you can apply the color. Same with cheek highlights. If you're like me, you'll probably end up making your own presets. The new version also has a face paint section. If you're a beta power user, these were drawn on the face texture layers before. Having this separate with presets aligns it closer to the mobile version. It's an extra thing, but I guess it can make organizing your layers easier. Let's talk about clothing, or outfits, as it's called in the new stable version. Okay, and let's put a random outfit on both of these characters here. Now let's choose an animation. Okay, can you see here where her bare leg is clipping through the clothing? This is what I wanted to bring your attention to. So this is how we used to deal with it on the old beta version. Let's erase bits of her leg directly on the texture. And rerun the animation. Boom, it's gone. Along with chunks of her calf. I guess I overdid it a bit, but you get the idea. Now let's see how the new stable version handles clipping. By the way, I can't find an option to completely strip a model anymore. There's just these weird modesty underwear things. I guess I'll have to make a naked preset for plunging necklines or backs or whatnot. If you know where it's located, let me know. I've kind of looked everywhere and haven't found it. Let's pretend we have the same clipping problem, but this time on her thighs. If we go to the Edit Texture section in the stable version, we can see there's a new skin mask option. Let's click on the default design layer in the skin mask. We can see her breasts and shoulder are filled in with black color. What this does is tell VRoid to not show the black parts of her skin through the clothing. Let's mask her upper thighs. Okay, now let's peek under her skirt. That's a thing I never thought I'd say out loud. Now let's undo this. Oh, I forgot to mention that it's easier to switch to a new character. In the stable release, you can click on the hamburger menu and go back to the model selection screen. In the beta, you had to quit the program entirely, which was so annoying. Let's put a t-shirt and khaki pants on her. The ubiquitous outfit for anybody working the sales floor in America. You can overlay up to 5 outfits in VRoid now. Click Add to Template and let's stack a mini t-shirt. And boom, we have a Rorschach test. Stacking clothing is really a lot of trial and error. Okay, let's do something simple like placing a skirt on top of her pants. So you can see here that the pants are clipping through the skirt. And if we try to modify the skirt parameters, it doesn't really help. Modifying the pant parameters doesn't help either. So we're stuck having to erase the clipping texture underneath. Remember that skin mask method we used earlier? It's not going to work here because we're trying to mask clothing underneath other clothing and not skin. Okay, I'm not hitting the right spot here. Let's just erase it on the model directly. There's a socks and nylon section now. It's just a body texture overlay like the face paint section. There's no mesh being added. Sorry for the jump cut here. I was going to show you something in the beta and I decided not to. I cut it out. Okay, let's move on. So there's also a section for arm accessories. There's also nothing here but a body texture overlay. You can draw anything anywhere. The accessories tab at the top of the stable version has glasses and animal ears. We'll look at the glasses first. Let's look at some rabbit ears. Yeah, there's a lot of options here. It's more than I expected. Let's start all over again, and let's look at hair in the beta version. The base hair can be toggled on and off. You can't change the mesh, but you can change the color. Now let's add a procedural group, which is just a cluster of strands. You can toggle the strand's visibility, which is sometimes useful. The freehand group is actually an impressive accomplishment. You can just draw a hair mesh like you're drawing with a pen. Now let's look at the hairstyle in the stable version. There are a few built-in presets that you can choose from. Let's quickly see how hair is put together. Yeah, okay, I think I understand. This method of hair layout is used in other Japanese modeling programs. Okay, you have a front bangs section. Then a back section. Then an overall fill section. Then extensions, which are things like ponytails and buns. Then a side section that has curls and braids. An ahoge cowlick section. An extra section. What's that? Ah, just extra. Okay. And finally, the base hair. Well, it's covered now, but it's a lot like the one in the old beta. Okay, let's make some hair in the new stable release. First, let's try the freehand group. Yep, you can paint it anywhere on that mesh net, just like the beta. I suggest sticking to the category placement if you plan on making a lot of hair though. This is especially true if you want to sell your hair creations. I can see a huge market for various hair sections. Okay, let's try a procedural group. I don't see anything here that's different from the beta version. I'm pretty sure nothing has changed with spring bones either, so I'm going to skip that part. And, oh, I guess we're done. Okay, well, I hope that helped someone out there. This is my first video with dialogue of me talking, and I hope it was okay. All right, bye.